visit in Queensland. I'm jumping on again this afternoon. I know it's a surprise visit once again, but I thought, you know what? I'm doing a little bit of crafting and why not jump on and craft with you all? Because, crafting with people is so much better than crafting alone. So welcome. If this is the first time that you have watched me, if you like what I do, please give me the thumbs up. But if you also don't want to miss any more videos that I do, I come here live several times a week showing you how to use our awesome Stampin' Up products. So showing you how to make a card from the beginning to the end. So I always show my process from the beginning, where I choose my colors, how I choose my layout, and how I actually craft and put it all together. So welcome. I can see a few of you jumping on, so you would have got the notification that I've gone live. So I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator from the Scenic Rim. I live in Beaudesert in Queensland. So it's about 45 minutes inland from Brisbane or the Gold Coast. So I'm pretty close to the Gold Coast and pretty close to Brisbane. So welcome everybody. I can see a few of you jumping on. This could be your lunchtime, your lunch break at work, and you might be hanging out and watching a bit of crafting with me, or you could be settled in for the afternoon, maybe just had lunch and got your afternoon cuppa, which I have my afternoon cuppa here. And I had to make a couple of cards for specific reasons. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to jump on and make one of these cards this afternoon with you. And I actually seen an awesome technique, coloring on vellum with alcohol blends. So I wanted to show you, because sometimes there's things that we haven't tried. We haven't stepped out of our comfort zone and tried. So it's early in the evening, Janice, over in the US. So welcome everybody. So as I said, please feel free to ask me any questions. I can see comments happening. I'm going live in several different places. So if you can't see some of the comments, that will explain why. I'm on YouTube and also on Facebook in 3 different places. So if you're wondering why I'm answering a comment and you're like, why am I not seeing that comment? It's probably because they're on a different platform to what you are. So hello and welcome. So please feel free to share my video back onto, if you're watching on YouTube, to share it back onto Facebook, or even just share it onto your timeline on Facebook, so other people that are on your friends list might be able to get to jump in and craft with us as well. So hello. So welcome everybody. So I'm just going to grab a paper trimmer here. So I'm just going to trim off a piece of vellum. I'm not honestly, I've got a thought process in my brain what I'm going to do, but I'm going to show you right from the beginning how I'm going to do it. So there's a couple of things that I wanted to let you know. The fresh cut flowers that I'm using today do have matching dies, but they have matching dies only for this month. So it's in our special that we have going at the moment. There's some selected stamp sets in our catalogue that have got matching dies that they're selling just for this month only. So the fresh cut flowers is one of them, and that's the stamp set that I'm going to be using, and the matching dies that I'm going to be using as well. And they're only available for this month. So the dies, the stamp set is already in our annual catalogue, but the dies are only available. Hey Gayleen, how you going? Hey Ruth, thank you for joining. Okay, I don't know what that means, Deborah, but maybe it's maybe a different language. Is that correct? You and Ruth are talking to each other in a different language, maybe. So hello. Oh, good morning, Melly. Hello from Italy again. You were on my video the other day. So welcome everybody. And so as I said, we have the partner deal that's happening at the moment. And your glad thoughts are in my brain, Lynn. Well, sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. Anything could happen this afternoon. It means hi. Okay, Ruth. Is it in a different language, or is it just a different way of saying hi? So welcome everybody. So of course, we have the partner buddies, but we also have the September deals at the moment as well. So there's some great September deals that are happening. Now, we do have a day where we have last week's deals. It was yesterday. We had last week's deals and this week's deals that they cross over. So there's actually one day in the week. So that is for us. It's every Thursday in the week that they actually swap over, cross over. It's either Thursday or Wednesday. But it's because they want the deals to be still live no matter where it is worldwide. So because the US are a day later than us, we get an extra day of them, so they cross over for our new ones. So anyway, it's just the way Stampin' Up are doing it. So I'm just going to cut just a scrap piece of vellum. Well, actually, I'm going to cut it like a normal size, and then I'll cut it down maybe when I'm going to add it to my card, or I might even just I may even, yeah, I don't know. Like I may even just die cut it and not actually have it as a layer. But let's pop the camera down. So a couple of things that I wanted to remind you about too is I have my 2-day craft retreat that is in Beaudesert in Queensland. Now, if you can't attend in person, then you can always attend in by getting a retreat in a box. So I just wanted to remind you that you can actually get the retreat in a box. So don't think that you're missing out because you can't attend in person. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody knows that. So to get a retreat in a box, it's a 2-day craft retreat. It costs $190 for the 2-day craft retreat. I design 8 make and take projects, but what you get for your $190 is, honestly, I'm like right up there this time. It's about $175 worth of product. And I'm telling you, product. You're going to get the stamp set. You're going to get the die set. You're going to get ribbons, embellishments. You're going to get cardstock. You're going to get patterned paper. You're going to get an embossing folder set. So it's $190 that there is, even if you can't attend, there is no way that you're going to miss out, because you're going to get a PDF tutorial showing you step by step how to make the 8 projects. Plus, you're actually going to get all of the product to be able to make it. The only thing you will need is adhesive and ink and a die cutting machine. So have a think about it. To get it in a box, it's an extra $25 in a box, and the only reason is because I've got to post it out to you. Okay, so the link is in the Show More box down below on YouTube for the 2-day Christmas craft retreat, and it's all Christmas crafting. It's a Christmas bundle. It is super, super fun. Registration and payments are closing at the end of this month, so you've only got a couple of weeks left to register. So I just wanted to let you know about that. So let's get to this fresh cut flowers. So what I actually want to do is I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat. Now, the Stampin' Pierce mat we sell, and it is fantastic for any of your stamping. If you've got a surface that is uneven, that you find that you may have trouble getting a really nice, good, crisp stamped image, then a Pierce mat is the way to go. You can use it with red rubber stamps, but you are mostly using it with photopolymer stamps. So the reason why I'm telling you that is for the simple fact that you will get a really good, crisp image. Now, the reason I'm using it with my red rubber stamps, so can you see here, we have like a sponge backing on the back. Now, our red rubber stamps stamp beautifully because we have that sponge backing. So it allows for any unevenness of our desk to be made up because we have that sponge backing. Now, when you're having photopolymer stamps, they don't have that. So this Pierce mat replaces that sponge backing. But also too, if you tend to have trouble stamping on your surface, it is always advisable to use it anytime, whether you're using red rubber stamps or whether you're not using red rubber stamps. Now, as you can see, this stamp set is a brand newbie, and I haven't used it before, but I'm going to show you how to line up your stickers. So with our cling stamp sets, I'll take that Pierce mat out of the way for a minute. With our cling stamp sets, we have matching stickers that go on the back. So a lot of people say, I don't like the cling stamp set because you can't see where you're stamping. Well, you can see where you're stamping if you stick your stickers on the back. Now, years ago, we didn't stick our stickers on the back because they didn't hold the stickiness real well. Now they actually do, which is fantastic. And I'm going to show you this handy dandy, easy way of lining up your stamp on your sticker. Okay, so instead of popping your stamp down onto your sticker sheet, we're going to pop that sticker on our clear block. Okay, so we're going to pop our sticker on our clear block and pull off the backing. So just like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take the backing off our cling stamp. Comes with like a paper backing. We're going to take that off. We're going to turn that upside down. We're then going to line up our stamp over the top and evenly place that on top. So it's just like we're looking through our clear block. I'm going to place it down. And bingo, you have your stamp lined up with your sticker. Okay, it is an awesome way of, Deborah, it is an awesome way of sticking your stickers on your stamps. So I'm just going to do that a couple of more times. So we'll get a couple of blocks out because I don't know out of these flowers which ones I'm going to use. I'm going to do that one, and that one. Now, and I normally throw this bit away. You can keep it if you want to stick them back into your case. I actually throw them away. I don't feel like I need them. But it's totally up to you. If you want to keep them, you can. All right, so we're going to do a similar thing with this one here because I think I'm probably going to use that. So I'm going to take the backing off that one. I'm going to grab that sticker for that stamp, and I'm going to just peel back just the backing on it so that when you actually stick it on your block, you can actually get it off your block. And I'm just going to pick up that sticker and I'm going to stick it onto that clear block. And it would be nice if I had clean clear blocks, but I use my blocks all the time and they're very rarely ever clean because they get used continuously. So I'm just going to line that up again. So you can actually line it up that you get the outside of that sticker all lined up perfectly on your stamp. Okay, so the next one, I'll grab another block for that one. And we will grab that sticker. So it doesn't take very long to line up. And normally what happens is if I'm not as busy as what I have been lately, because you all know I've just moved house, normally if I'm not so busy, when I get my new stamps, I actually get them out and I line them all up and pop the stickers all on, ready to go. So I don't normally do this in a live video, but I thought, what a perfect way to show you how to stick your stickers on. Who does it this way? Type into the comments and let me know, is this the way you line your stickers up on your stamps? Or is it something that you've struggled with and now you've had a light bulb moment and thought, why have I not been doing it like that for a long time? Okay, so this one I'm probably going to stick on just a little, maybe that little block. So we have one more stamp to go. Now, this stamp set doesn't have any sentiments, so I'm going to have to pull some sentiments out of my stash. So I'm going to probably need some help out of when I'm creating later on to tell me what stamp set I should get the sentiment that I need. All right, so last but not least, you learn it from me, Karen. I know. That's what happens when you become part of my team, isn't it? You get to learn all these tips and tricks. All right, so we have all of our stickers lined up. You did learn this from me, Janice. Yep. Annette saying yes, so easy. Bobby, you've never seen it done that way, Bobby? Oh, well, I hope that I have changed your thought process. Cindy saying major light bulb moment. Thank you. Awesome, Cindy. I am so glad that I have actually helped you. You do it that way thanks to me showing you, Jenny. Yep. Karen saying, see, our team is simply the best team to be a part of. Exactly, the Wild Heart Crafters. So if you're not a part of Stampin' Up and you're thinking that you want to get a discount on your products, then I'm telling you, you need to join the best team ever. So you can see here we've got these gorgeous dies. So the dies are actually going to cut out our flower when we color it, but then we've got some awesome other dies that we'll be able to use too. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stamp the flowers, color them, and then yeah, cut them out and embellish. You love learning new things, Bobby. Well, I'm so glad that I have helped you and that is something new that you have learned. Okay, so I'm going to take those two stamps, I think, and we will stamp them on our vellum, ready to go. Now, is it going to fit? I might actually need a second piece of vellum, or can I fit it there and maybe there? Oh, I think I can do it. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to grab just a scrap piece of paper just to protect my pierce mat. Now, the reason that I do that Now you can actually wrap your piece mat with your paper if you want. I'm just going to use the piece of paper there at the moment, but it is fantastic to use a bit of paper in behind so that you don't end up with stuff all over your piece mat. You don't want to have that happen. Okay, so now we have a brand new thing that we have in our mini catalogue at the moment, which is called our embossing additions kit. Okay, now this is something that I have been wanting for years. It is an embossing tray that holds your embossing powder, but we've got a handy dandy pair of tweezers. We've also got a brush and the trusty old embossing buddy. Now the embossing buddy is something that you really need to do absolutely every time you emboss. So you need to get yourself into the habit of using the embossing buddy every time you emboss, because it gives you the best possible outcome when it comes to your embossing. Because what actually happens is we use Versamark ink, which is a clear sticky ink, and then we use embossing powder to go over the top. So I've actually got some gold embossing powder that is sitting here on my desk. So I'm going to use gold embossing with this one. And it stops, this little pillow stops the static. So the embossing powder sticking to anything, because once you've actually sprinkled it on and then hit it with the heat gun, wherever that powder is, it's going to turn into like a gold liquid embossed look. So if you've got it where it shouldn't be, then it's and when they're new, you really need to give them a little bit of a pat and rub it over. So it's a little pillow that's filled with like powder. Okay, so we've done that. So I've just got, as I said, that sheet of vellum. So I'm going to ink up this stamp. Now, when you've got a large stamp like this, I always tend to take my ink pad to the stamp. Now, the reason being, when you've got a large stamp like this and it's on a large block, it's very cumbersome trying to ink it up, okay? Where if you lay it on your desk and you turn your ink pad over, it's so easy to ink up, okay? So I'm just going to ink up this gorgeous flower with the Versamark, and really make sure that you add a fair bit of Versamark on there, because you want to definitely make sure that you've got every part of your stamp covered. And this is really hard to see. I'm going to stand up. It's really hard to see where the vellum starts and finishes, because I want to, it doesn't matter. If I don't have enough room for the other flower, I will be able to cut another piece. It's all good. So someone's saying, I can just see Facebook users. So whoever's talking to me about, they said that they went past on a train a couple of months ago when you were on holidays in Queensland. Type into the comments what your name is, because all I can see is Facebook user, because you're obviously in my private group, my Australian card making and scrapbooking group. So I'm going to stamp that one, and I'm also going to stamp this one here. Okay, so we've got those stamped beautifully with our Versamark, and then I'm going to pop it into my tray like that. I'm then going to grab my gold, and I'm going to sprinkle my gold embossing over the top. Yes, Karen is coming to the Christmas craft retreat. Lynn, I'm answering your question for you. There we go. So now, can you see here that I've got a couple of little marks there? I don't want the embossing on those marks. I mean, it's totally okay because I'm going to cut these out anyway, but this is where the brush comes in handy. And you just brush them away so that the embossing powder is not on those couple of little marks, okay? If I had left them where those couple of little marks would be, then it would emboss and it would stay there, okay? Now, what happens is here, we've got a little plug on the end here. We can then tip that back in there, and I will show you. Actually, I'll show you right now so that you can actually see how it happens. Now, if you're somebody that has been struggling with the fact that you end up with embossing powder everywhere, all over your desk every time you emboss, you need this additions kit. I am telling you. So what we do is we undo the plug. Okay, just undo that. We tip it up into our container and we just use our little brush and brush it and poke it all down in the little hole, and it just goes straight into our container, and there is absolutely no mess. And I'm talking no mess whatsoever. Okay, so it is a really fantastic tool to have, and I can tell you, I was tempted to buy one that wasn't Stampin' Up many times, and I kept thinking, no, Stampin' Up will do us justice. They will bring us one. Surely they will bring us one sooner or later, and they did. So so I'm so excited that we have that. Now I can use the tweezers, because when you're using your heat gun, you could easily burn your fingers because you're holding it. Okay, so we can actually use these tweezers to hold it while we heat. So I'm using our heat tool. So we sell this heat tool. We have two heat, we have level 1 and level 2. So level 1 is when you're drying off like your watercoloring projects and things, anything that you've got wet. And level 2 is when you're doing heat embossing. So we want to put it on level 2, and we want to heat that up really well. Oh, okay. So someone is telling me in my Facebook group that they are only up near Beenleigh, and I go that way quite a lot because I actually, are you ready for this? I live on the Beenleigh Bow Desert Road. So I'm on the outskirts, and here we go. Look at this embossing. Now, when you're using, I'm actually not going to use the tweezers because I prefer to hold on to it. When you're using vellum, it embosses very quickly. Because it's thinner than our cardstock, the heat actually transfers really quickly. So you'll see that it will emboss really quickly. Okay, but isn't that just gorgeous? I'm competing with a helicopter that's behind you, Lynn. All right, so we're just going to heat up that embossing to get our flowers all embossed nicely. Okay, ready to color. Now, you may think, and I'm going to pop some white underneath this. So I'm going to turn that. You may think that you should, I wonder, can I crease that paper? You may think that you should color this side up, but that's not actually how we're going to color. We're actually going to turn it over and we're going to color it on the back. Okay, so I'm thinking that I might use coloring. Let's use maybe our, I'm going to use Old Olive. Is that what I have here? Old Olive. That's Granny Apple Green. Oh, that's Mossy Meadow. Hang on. Okay, we might have to use Granny Apple Green. Granny Apple Green's the color we're going to have to go for because I don't have Old Olive. I do remember my Old Olive I need to replace. Okay, so we've got dark Granny Apple Green, and we've got, that's another dark Granny Apple Green. That's light. Let me see, light Granny Apple Green. Okay, so we've got those two colors. And then I'm thinking that I might do maybe some pink. What have I got here? Polished pink. Dark polished pink and light polished pink. Okay, all right. So, so what I'm going to do is, in the depth of my flower here, I'm going to use my dark polished pink. So I'm just, you don't have to be very particular how you color here because it's going to show through really nicely on the other side. So I'm just going to grab the flowers there with some dark in the middle. And even with this one, I'm going to do a little bit of dark. Actually, I'm going to use the bullet tip. A little bit of dark just in this part of the flower. And then I'm going to go back through with the light. Now you'll find that this is a very soft effect when you turn it over the other way. So I'm just going to use the light. Okay. So you don't have to be that particular how you colour, because when I turn it over, you're going to see why. Okay, so I'm just colouring in that flower. Okay, and those little petals there. All right, now are you ready? When we flip it over, look how gorgeous that colouring is. Okay, so you just got the bundle, Margaret? Yep. Okay, so now we're going to go through with our Granny Apple Green. So I'm just going to go, I think I'm just going to use the dark Granny Apple Green. So as you can see, as long as you're staying within the lines, you really don't have to be too particular how you colour, because when we turn it over, it's a very soft, beautiful look on the other side. Okay, so we've got some Granny Apple Green happening there. Okay. And go green there. And the beauty of this is that it looks so beautiful on the other side. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it up. I'm going to do a little bit darker. I'm going to use our dark sweet sorbet on these ones here. So we get a bit darker color. And it's just going to give us a little bit different look on those cute little bulbs. Okay, so we have that, and then we'll do our dark Granny Apple Green again on the leaves. Wrong point. Now I'm using the bullet tip for being able to be a little bit more precise with where I'm putting my colour. If you're doing larger areas, yes, the brush tip is great, but the bullet tip is really, really good for when you've got little tiny areas. So I'm going to add on these little pieces here, I'm just going to add that sweet sorbet again, because that's like some little buds. And most of the time when buds are like tight and new, you'll find that they tend to be darker in color. And I'm just going to add a bit of yellow in the middle of that flower. So there we have, look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? Absolutely so soft and sweet. So I thought what I would do now is use the matching die. So we've got this die here that we can cut that flower out with. And we have the smaller die, which is it? I think it's this one, which will cut that one out. Correct? Correcto. Okay, all right. So let's bring in our cut and emboss, and we will cut those out. I'll just pop these blends away so that I don't end up with a mess on my desk everywhere. So this is a very special card for somebody that it's their birthday. I don't want to tell them it's for my daughter. Hopefully she's not watching the whole video. Anyway, we won't let on that we know who it's for. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to bring in my cut and emboss. So of course we're going to use our #1 plate. Now, if you're new to cutting and embossing, our machine is fantastic. I am using a magnetic plate that we don't have anymore, and I do apologize, but if you were normally using it, you would use your base plate, which is #1, your thin die adapter, which is #2, and one of your 2 of your cutting pads. Get it right. But because I'm using the magnetic one, I just have to use the magnetic one and a cutting pad on top. Okay. So we've got that and we've got that, and it's looking beautiful, and we're going to die cut them out. Take 2, you're using autumn colors. Are you using the same set that I'm using right at the very moment, Donna? Okay. Oh my Lord, look how gorgeous that is. Look at that. Is that not stunning or what? And we have that. Okay. So of course I'm going to pop that aside. Actually, I'm going to cut out a few bits and pieces. So when I have something like this, like a set of dies, what I tend to do, well, I used to cut things as I go. Now what I've decided to do is just pop a few things on in different colors and just cut a few embellishments, and then I can just play with what I've got and work out how I'm going to add things. So I'm going to use, I haven't got polished pink at the moment, so I do apologize. I'm going to use just Magenta Madness and Melon Mambo. Where is my brain at? Melon Mambo I'm going to use. Okay, so I'm going to cut out a couple of these pieces. I might even cut out that little flower there. That's pretty cute. Okay, so let's run that through. And then I can see I've got some nice leaves that I can use for some greenery. So we might use those. Yes, ma'am. I love the way everyone calls people ma'am over there, Donna. I absolutely I went in when I was in New Orleans. I went in to order some. I'm going to cut a few more of them because I like that. I went in to order some Subway when I was in New Orleans, I should say. We kept getting corrected how we were saying it's not New Orleans, it's New Orleans. Okay, so and I wanted to get a salad bowl. So I went in and I was assuming it's Subway. They'll do salad bowls. Well, they don't. When I said, do you do salad bowls? She said, no, ma'am. Sorry, we don't do salad bowls. And I'm like, okay. I said, well, can I have a wrap then? She said, sorry, ma'am, we don't have wraps. And I'm like, so what do you have? And she said, we have bread rolls, ma'am. And everywhere you went, everyone called you ma'am. And I mean, it's obviously the way you speak, but it's not something that's done here in Australia. Like, it's not, people don't call you ma'am in Australia. And I just thought it was really funny. I was getting called ma'am everywhere. So, all right. So now I'm going to grab, I wonder whether I've got some green over here. No green apple green. So I want to try and grab some green. Let me see what green I have. I don't have, do I have granny? I do have granny apple green. There we go. I do. Look at that. Sheet of granny apple green, and we'll do a couple of leaves. So for the person that says they live near Beenleigh, you need to come to my retreat. It would be an awesome 2 days away. I mean, like, Beenleigh's not that far. Beenleigh's maybe about 35, maybe 40 minutes from here. It's not far. My accountant lives at Beenleigh. So I'm just going to cut another couple of little leaves. Because I don't know, we'll be putting some leaves in somewhere, I'm sure. Okay. So as I said, this is what I do. I cut just some die cuts, and then I just embellish accordingly. So I just play around with it and embellish however I need with all of the die cuts. So you're not mucking around then trying to cut out die cuts or something later on, which is great. So we'll do that. Okay, I think that'll do for leaves. Now, the other thing I thought of here was, I don't know whether I want to do, oh, they're both on there. I don't know whether I want to do a vellum piece or whether I want to do something else. I've got this decorative piece here, which I thought would be quite nice to cut a decorative edge on my card. So I think what I might do, is, don't you love that? Okay. I needed to heat it a bit. The sticky stayed on my die. Yeah. Anyway, okay, we will deal with that. All right. So I want to probably cut the edge of my cardstock. So I might actually, seeing I don't have any polished pink, we might, do I have white? No, we might do a card base of Melon Mambo. So it's certainly more southern. I use sir and ma'am where I live now, and I'm corrected. Just use my name. Yes, I do. As I always say, ma'am. Oh, so Deborah, you say ma'am? Okay. Well, it's not a thing that I have known where I live. Common forms of address here in USA. Ma'am, sir, miss are very common, Lisa. Okay. I'm going to have a bit of coffee. Yeah, just not something that I have done. But anyway, all right. So I feel like I want to pop an edge on. So I think I'm going to cut a piece of white cardstock. So I've got Melon Mambo as my base. Just going to fold that nicely, crease it with my bone folder. So I think I might do, I don't know, maybe I could do a granny apple green layer first. So let's try that. We could do a granny apple green layer. If I can find where I put my trimmer now. Okay, so let's do a granny apple green layer, which is going to be 3 3/4 by 5.5. There. Okay, so we have granny apple green ready to go on there. And then I feel like I want to do a basic white layer. So I'll just grab some basic white, which I have beside me here. Okay, so let's do a basic white layer that's going to go on that. And then, of course, I think I want to, we'll go there. So that'll be 5 3/8 by 3 5/8 there. I feel like I want to cut that edge on the basic white so that we get this gorgeous edge happening down through there. Okay, so I'm going to do that because we may as well use the dies and enjoy them. So just going to pop my cut and emboss back in again. Okay, so on that basic white layer, we're going to line that edge piece up. So I'm just going to put it right to the edge, or just about right to the edge, like that. And grab our cutting pad and run that through. And that's going to give us a really great pattern on the edge of that layer. Oh, look at that. Isn't that stunning? Look at that. How gorgeous is that? Okay, do we want to do that on the other side? Of course we do. Of course we do. And it's now stuck to my plate because of that glue on the back. Now, can you see how we've got all of those pieces in there? Now, we have a cute die brush attachment for our Take Your Pick tool. And if we run that along there, it's not going to help me because I've got all that glue on there. That's why it's stuck in there. But we need to get those pieces out, because when we go to cut, if we don't get those pieces out, then it's not going to cut really nice and crisp the second time, because we haven't got those pieces out. Now, it is going to be hard because that sticky tape, I really need to just go and get some hand sanitizer and clean off that stickiness. But we're making do for the live video as well as we possibly can. I haven't had that happen in a long time. Sometimes they make that sticky bit that they pop the dies on with, they make it so sticky that it's very hard to get the dies off. I know that they don't want to lose them in transit, but sometimes you can actually hit it with a heat tool and then pull them off, and they're not as hard to get off. So I should have actually, I didn't realize it was going to be so hard to get off, but I should have done that in the first place so that that didn't happen. But it's okay. We have survived. All right, so let's pop it onto there and let's do that edge as well, because I think that just looks super, super pretty. Oops, need to make sure I've got my plate right on. Oh, and then I just moved it. Let's line that up again. Okay, so I'm just making the tips of that just not reach the edge of the cardstock to make sure that I'm definitely going to cut all those little peaky pieces. I could use eucalyptus oil, Deborah, but I don't have any at the moment. I have eucalyptus solution, and I have found out that that water-soluble solution is nowhere near as good as eucalyptus oil. So yeah, when I was moving, I don't know where my eucalyptus oil ended up, but I've only got the eucalyptus solution, water-soluble solution, and it's nowhere near as good as the oil. I did actually do an online shopping, my online grocery order today, because I like to get my groceries delivered. I did actually do an online grocery shop today, and it was there, and I was like, will I, won't I? Anyway, all right. So now, of course, I actually want to emboss this in behind there too, because I don't want that to be just plain white. So there's a beautiful embossing folder that I used yesterday. Now, please tell me, where did I put that after I was finished? Maybe I put it back. Would that be the strangest thought ever, that I actually put it back? And I did. Look at that, I put it away. Can you believe it? Okay, so this is called Leaf Fall, which is what I was using in my swaps for the event that I'm going to next week. And I've fallen in love with this folder. So I'm actually going to emboss that so that we get that leaf fall happening in behind there. Now, I want you to put your thinking caps on. I need a happy birthday sentiment. What stamp set do you think I should use for the happy birthday sentiment? So type into the comments your favorite go-to stamp set when it comes to using them for birthdays, for a happy birthday. So you can see here I'm going to have that nice leaf fall look happening there. And I need my grey plate, which is our number 4. And I'm just going to run that through. So what's your go-to stamp set? I'll see if I have it. I want to just do a really nice, it is a nice edge, isn't it, Gayleen? I agree, it's gorgeous. And then embossing it takes it to a whole new level. Look at that. Okay. So what stamp set? There are so many to choose from. Tell me what your favorite go-to stamp set for a birthday card. Okay, so let's just move that all aside. I'll put that die back in there and that one in there so I don't lose it. I'll clean up my mess here. I've got carpet in my craft room now, and it's so scary to have carpet in my craft room because I think to myself, I will be vacuuming it every day. I think I'm going to have to get like a, I don't know, maybe a little handheld vacuum, something that is easy, because I'm going to be going crazy vacuuming, and it's dark charcoal grey carpet. So of course it shows up every bit of paper that falls on it. Okay, so I've cleaned up a little bit there, so that won't be too bad. So you can see here now that we have this gorgeous flower happening. I don't know whether I want those green leaves. I feel like it's a little bit too, I like this. Buy a robotic vacuum that I don't have to worry. That's a good idea. I might have to sell a few more stamp sets before I can do something like that, Leslie, but it sounds like a great idea. People, you all need to do a nice online order so I get a bit of commission so I can buy one of those vacuum cleaners. Just kidding. All right, so this is where I now just piece together what I've got. So I'm thinking that popped up is going to look gorgeous. So I'm going to glue this down first because that's definitely beautiful. You love the edges? Yeah. So pretty. If you haven't got these dies yet, you can buy the dies on their own. So if you've already got the fresh cut flowers, you can buy the dies on their own. But if you don't have either of them, then you might want to place an order and get the bundle. Okay. All right. So we've got that happening there like that. And this, of course, I want to pop up because I think it looks gorgeous. But do I want to pop a little bit of ribbon around here first? Yeah, of course we do. You know me. Okay, so I'm thinking the sweet sorbet ribbon. Seeing we've done a little bit of the sweet sorbet colouring, I could use some of the sweet sorbet. Sorry, I'm throwing the ribbon there on the desk because I'm trying not to lose all the other ribbons off the ribbon spool here. Because I did that the other day. I grabbed a roll of ribbon and everything went everywhere. So we've got this gorgeous ribbon here. Now, I don't know whether I want to do I want to do beautiful strips of it and then put a bow on it? I think I like that idea. Okay, this is a very special card. All right, so let's do some strips of Seal Plus, top and bottom. And we will line this up, and that actually really then shows off that edge even more when you pop a little bit of ribbon down that way. Look at that. Isn't that just cute? So we have that one, and then I want to pop another one down this side here. So we need to line that up so it looks even. So about there like that. So the Seal Plus is fantastic for popping the ends of your ribbon in. You just got to press on it and then it holds your ribbon there really, really nicely. Are the dies only available September? No, only available in September, Jenny. Just September. So you need to get them now. You need to place your order and get them now, people, because otherwise you'll be upset. You will have missed out. All right, so I'm going to pop that up onto the front of my card. Yep, only September, people. It's just an exclusive deal. It's called partner, I don't know, buddy, I don't know, some sort of partner. Sorry, that sounds like there's so much going on at the moment. It's so hard to keep up with it all, but yeah, they're dies that are only available until the 30th of September, so until the end of the month. So if you've had your eyes on them, my suggestion would be to get in and order them. Okay, let's just do that. We may as well and use the whole sheet. All right. Perfect partner. That's it, Deborah. I knew you'd know. Thank you. It saves me having to know all those details, you know. I mean, I only do it for a full-time job, but I have an excuse. I've been moving house. I've been overseas. Yeah, I just don't even have enough time in the day. I don't know what's going on. Each day I keep thinking to myself, but now that I've got a new house, there's so many things to have to do. Like the other day I had to mow the lawn. Like, hello, like no one's going to mow the lawn for me. Okay, so I'm going to go that way. So we're going to do that on top there like that. That looks pretty. New home, new craft room. How exciting. New space to make lots of pretties, which you do. Thank you. Yes, it is nice to be in my own home again, which is fantastic. It was a real learning curve. Don't get me wrong. I love my mum and dad to death. But to go home after, I don't know, quite a lot of years, it's very hard to go home and live with your mother and father again. Oh, I don't want to do that. Okay, I don't want to do that because they're showing through. We're not going to pop it up. So what I could probably do, I'm just checking on my cat that he's not in the wrong place. Oh, good. The garbage truck went down the road and Theo is awfully freaked out at the moment with everything that's going on. And yeah, he I think I could use minis. I'm going to use some minis. I reckon minis might pop that up. All right. So pretty. All right. I'm going to use minis in behind those there. I want it to pop up a little bit in behind those gold bits on the flowers. So the normal dimensionals were a little bit too big to do it. And I don't mind. See, that's just going to give it that little lift. Okay, so I don't mind that this bit can be glued directly down. So I'm just going to add a little bit of liquid Tombow there on the stems. Okay, and we'll take the backings off those. So the mini dimensionals have come in really, really handy here. Okay, so I want to pop that there like that. Cute. Okay, so the dimensionals have given it enough lift, okay, so that it doesn't look like it's laying flat. And I didn't want it to look like it was laying flat. Then I'm going to be able to pop these gorgeous pieces. I feel like I could pop a piece down in through here. Yeah, so I'm just going to add a little bit of glue. Saves me going to the gym. Well, I actually did think, honestly, Lynn, I did so much that day. I actually mowed the lawn and I mowed it the opposite way. So it meant that I've got a bit of a slope out the front. So it meant that I actually had to go up and down the hill part out the front. I actually had to go up and down it instead of across it. And that's okay. That's totally okay. But so I did that. And then I decided that I wanted to go around the neighborhood and deliver some of my welcome postcards in the letterbox. So I've been doing a bit of a letterbox drop. So I decided that I would do the steepest hill. I'd go right down to the bottom of the steep hill where I live, where you first come into my place. I'd do that first and get that out of the way. So it was done. So I did that as well on the same day as I did the mowing. So of course, yeah, I was a little bit worn out. Okay, so I think I could possibly, pop those. What do you think in here? What do you think? Cute? So pretty? Or do I want to pop them in? Oh, I've still got this flower. I forgot about this one. Oh, well, this flower needs to be down here. So I'm going to pop, I should be able to pop some little dimensionals on the back of those flowers. Surely I can do that. That. And that. And hopefully that. Let's see what that looks like. Yep, not bad. Okay, so I'm going to do that. So have we typed in what stamp set? What are these dies called? Okay, so the dies are called, Lynn. Let me see. They're stems dies. Fresh cut stems dies. The number is 160. Can you see that? 160251. Fresh cut stems dies. Yeah, do you think she's going to like it? Don't tell her I'm making it for her. Hopefully she hasn't watched it. Hopefully she's busy working and hasn't watched my video today. Okay, so we're going to do that. I do like that. Oh, that could look nice in there. I'm going to do that. Okay, so we'll pop a little bit of glue on there. You could use glue dots as well. I just find the liquid glue's quite easy to use when you're popping things in like that. I'm going to put a little bit of dob of glue there and pop that down into that. I'll just add a block there to hold that for a little bit. I'll pop some glue in behind this cute little flower. I'm so glad I popped on this afternoon to make this card with you. It's so much better crafting with friends. So much better. Okay, that. All right, do we need the green leaves? Voting on the green leaves. Do we need the green leaves poking out or not? What do you think? Yes or no to the green leaves? Do we need green leaves? Yes or no? Awesome card, says Millie. Thank you. Do we need the green leaves? I don't know whether I need them. I don't know. No leaves, no leaves, no leaves. Susan Johnson saying yes, leaves. No leaves, Carol. Okay, I think most is voting no leaves, so we're going to go no leaves. Oh, and that bit popped up again. Let's just shake them off. Shake them off. Okay. All right, so we still have to find a sentiment. What's the go-to stamp set for the sentiment? Because I need to put happy birthday on this. Okay, so while we're working out the stamp set sentiment, I'm going to do an inside piece. So I need a piece of basic white. So I'll cut that. Yeah, we do need bling. We will do bling for sure. Okay, need that. That and 3 3/4. Okay, so I'm going to do an insert. So I'm thinking on the insert, I feel like I need to emboss on the insert as well, don't we? We need a stamp set to say boring talking to myself. I know, Lynn, but I do that quite often. Let's see what birthday stamp set we can have. Biggest wish we could do. Oh no, I think it's a bit too big. I need a smaller sentiment. What's that one say? Thank you. Someone give me a stamp set that's going to say happy birthday. T, what's on that one? Nope. Celebrating you. Nope. We have Let's Celebrate You in the Celebrate Sunflowers. Let's Celebrate You. I still think I would wish just for a happy birthday. Nope, nothing on that. Someone give me a stamp set. Oh, I could do happy birthday to my beautiful friend because she is my beautiful friend. Go to greetings. I don't know whether I have that. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I don't have go to greetings. No. I don't have that. Oh, Flowing Flowers has a happy birthday. Pansy Patch. I have that. What's in Pansy Patch? LMNOP. Pansy Patch. I want a birthday that's like long and narrow, like not a thick one. I want a yeah, like a long narrow one. I'm not half picky, am I? Happy Dad's Day. No. No. Hello, beautiful. No. Happiness Abounds. Oh, there we go. Happiness Abounds. Look, happy birthday. What do you think? Tasteful Touches. Tasteful Touches for the verse. LMNOPQRST. Is Tasteful Touches. Tasteful Touches is retired, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is. It's retired, I think. Anyway, I'm thinking Happiness Abounds. Charming Sentiments. I thought I seen that, but I didn't think it had Charming Sentiments. I didn't think it had a big. No, see, it's got a long one, but it's double height. I think I'm going to use this one. Happiness Abounds. Amy says Happiness Abounds looks nice. I like this. Let's Celebrate You. I might even. What about congratulations on reaching a whole new level of wonderful? That sounds nice for the inside. Okay. I think I've decided. Wow, I've got a big patch of stamp sets to put away now. Okay. So on the inside, let's get my piece mat again with my piece of paper. Okay. So thank the Lord for this embossing kit because we have everything in it to use. So let's grab our little embossing buddy again. So I'm going to go all over it because I want to do that Let's Celebrate You. And I also want a strip of cardstock because I'm going to do that happy birthday on a strip and we'll cut it down there. So we'll do that. Okay, so I'm going to do happy birthday on the strip first. So we'll do that. Okay, there it is there. Happy birthday. So we'll grab a block for that. And we will do Versamark. Got myself in a nice mess here. I'll have to clean up this afternoon. Happy birthday. So let's do that. Do I have a narrower strip? I think I do. Can I fit it on this strip? Oh, do you think I can? Oh, do you think I can? Let's try. Let's stand up for this. Let's see if we can fit it on that. We'll see how it looks. If it doesn't look wide enough, we'll try it on the other one. We'll do both and cut it down if it's... We'll try that. Okay, so let's try both of those first. So let's go that and our gold, and we'll make our decision of which one we want to do. It probably, the narrow bit probably won't be enough. Yeah, no. Let's try this one. Yeah, that one looks better. Where's my little brush? That one looks better. Okay, so we're not going to do that one. It would have been nice. Good thought, but... Okay, so I'm going to, on this piece, I'm going to stamp that little flower. So we'll do that in Versamark. I think we can stamp that just in the corner just there. Hopefully I didn't do anything bad there. Let's go like that so we can see where it is. Sorry, I'll bring that back over. Okay, so with our little brush, let's brush off anything that we don't want to emboss, and that looks pretty good. Okay, so without heating, I'm going to now do Let's Celebrate You in Gold as well. That one there. No, I was going to do Congratulations on Reaching a Whole New Level of Wonderful. That's what I was going to do. She loves reading like sentiments in cards and things. Like she really goes into, if she's gonna buy a card or whatever, or make a card, she really goes into what it actually says in it. So I think she will like that. So let's do Congratulations on Reaching a Whole New Level of Wonderful. And we'll do that just there. And we'll add some gold. Okay. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, let's brush off any of those unwanted pieces because we don't want that going everywhere all over our card. All right, let's bring in that heat tool. Put the lid on our Versamark first. Okay, let's bring in the heat tool and we'll emboss those. You do the same if you have to buy a card. Yeah, really go into, and it takes her forever to choose a card because she's got to read all the sentiments and she's got to make sure that it all, yeah, it suits the person that she's going to give it to. Okay. Trying to get you to see that go gold, but it's a bit hard with the lighting here this afternoon. There we go. Okay. That looks pretty awesome for the inside. So, of course, we'll colour in those flowers. I'm just going to do just the light. Now, when you're colouring in with your blends, when you've embossed, you've got to try and stay away from the actual embossing, because if you colour on the embossing, it'll dull the embossing and it will change it to the colour because they're alcohol blends, so they're permanent markers. So you don't actually want to color on your embossing. So you just got to stay within your lines and try to stay away from coloring on that embossing. Hence why I decided I need to do the little flower. All right, so we'll bring in, I think I might just do light granny. And I'll use the tip so that I know where I'm colouring. There, there, and there. And then I'll grab out my light I'm going to grab out my light sweet sorbet. Let's just do... That's a bit hard to do them. Very hard to do those bits. You could probably use your Stampin' Up markers. Would be okay instead of the blends. Because then it wouldn't matter if you went over your embossing. Not too bad though. And then I had the yellow for the middle of the flower. There. Okay. What do you think? Okay for the center? Okay, Susan. So Theo is struggling with settling in. He's a very, oh, I didn't heat my happy birthday. He's a very sensitive cat, and yeah, he's a little bit freaked out because there's a lot more noise happening here. So I'm just going to heat my sentiment strip up. So there's a lot more noise happening here. So he's tending to, like right at this very moment, he's in my bed. He's under the doona cover and in my bed, like totally in my bed. And he's been, I actually took him to the vets yesterday because I said, this can't keep going on. Like, what can we do? So I'm getting him some medication. Well, I've started giving him a little bit of medication to calm him down so he's not so stressed out. So, yeah. I mean, he's okay when I'm around. It's just that I've been out and about quite a lot lately. And so because of that, he's been in the house by himself. And so he's just been, so he's just been freaking out quite a bit. So so they actually said that he needs a little bit of medication only for a couple of weeks just to settle him down and get him used to the place and the noises and stuff. And I've got to try and keep him okay, so Kim, I heat from underneath because can you see how the cardstock has warped? Okay, so whenever you heat cardstock, it's going to warp. Now, if I heat it from the top, it'll curl up. So the corners will curl up. But can you see how they've curled down and under? Okay. So it's just personal preference. Honestly, it's how you you always liked it when he sat on the table behind me. Well, he did come in the other day and he was like when we first came here and it was quiet, he came in the other day and he was strolling in and out. I was doing some business training. He was strolling in and out and you could see him in the background. But he's just been a little bit freak. So I think once he gets settled in, I think he will. I've got his fluffy pillow underneath my desk here. I thought maybe he might have curled up at my feet, but because I've opened up my bedroom again, he's back in the bedroom. So I had the bedroom shut because the vet said to me, I've got to keep the bedroom door shut so he stops going in there, like so that it makes him sort of come out. So because she said it's not healthy for him to be under the covers all the time either, which I agree. I don't want him to do that. I mean, he's totally okay over nighttime when it's quiet of a night, but because they're still building a whole heap of houses here, there's like builders and drills and a lot of noise happening all through the day. So he's a little bit freaked. And he was okay today until the garbage truck went down the road. Once the garbage truck went down the road to collect the bins, he had nowhere to go and he ended up running into the toilet and went behind the toilet door and sort of more or less nearly pushed the toilet door shut. So he was in the toilet. So I was like, oh my God. So I opened up the bedroom because I didn't want to stress him out too much. He's been out most of the morning because I've been crafting in my craft room all morning. So, so there we have the insert done. Now I'm going to cut down this this sentiment. I think I'm going to do it across like that, and then I'm going to pop a nice bow underneath there. So yeah, so I've let him in there this afternoon because I don't want to stress him out too much. I don't want him freaking out too much. So I thought I'll leave him in there, just like a toddler. I know, Susan, it is. It's a lot like that. So, but anyway, I'm sure he will settle sooner or later. But and I think he'll be happy. Denny Lee will be back up here again tonight. So she's going out. It's her birthday on the weekend, but she's going out with friends and then driving up here after she's been out with her friends. And then we're actually doing something quite different tomorrow. We're going horseback riding tomorrow. So it's something that was on Denny's bucket list for her birthday. And she knows that we're going, like we've booked a lesson. So we're going horseback riding tomorrow. So I don't know whether I'll be able to walk after it. But anyway, we will see. It's only half an hour, so I'm sure we'll survive. So we're going horseback riding tomorrow, and then spending time with her family on Sunday, like with Jade and probably her father and myself. We're all probably going to go to something like Top Golf or something. So all right, so we've got that happening there. So I think that's looking quite cute, don't you think? So I'm going to pop that up onto, I'm just going to do a foam strip here, because that's really easy when you've got a straight sentiment like that. So these are our foam strips that we sell. Very easy. Pop one on and then you can just pop it there and it's all good. Okay, so happy birthday. And then, of course, we need some ribbon. So we need some bow. I wonder whether I want to do a double bow. I might see what a double bow looks like and see if I want to do that. Those little leaves I can pop into the case, and you never know, I might want to use them on another project. So I'll just pop them into like a little cello bag and I might use them on another project. So all right, let's tidy up here a little bit. All right, so we've got our ribbon. So I'm just going to, I don't know whether I want to do a double bow. Like this ribbon's quite fine. So let's see what a double bow looks like. And if I don't like it, I'll undo it and do a single bow. But I think a double bow might look nice. Okay, so I'm just going to, so all I've got is 2 bits of the ribbon. So this is our Sweet Sorbet beautiful ribbon. And I'm going to struggle. There we go. Okay. So I don't know what's happened there. But anyway, let's go. Oh, I think I'm going to have to undo it. I don't know what's happened there. We've got, yeah, I need to undo it. It's not working. Let's try that again. When all else fails, try it again. Look, I think Lynn, the reason why he's going to my bed is because yeah, he feels comfortable there. He sleeps of a night time with me and he's quite okay. He sleeps most of the night, but he wasn't even sleeping of a night time either. So I was having a real hard time with him. He was freaked out like most of the time. So mind you, he was sleeping most of the day in my bed. So because he was sleeping most of the day, then of course he didn't want to sleep of a night time, did he? So anyway, I'm sure we will get him sorted sooner or later. Okay, I'm making this bow look harder than it has to be, but anyway. All right. I think we're getting there. I think we are getting there. So Lynn, are you thinking about coming to the day that they're having for the demos in Brisbane? I was going to chat with you about that. We didn't get to talk after my video yesterday. Was it yesterday I did a video? I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah, yesterday I did do a video. Every day's running into the next for me. Sometimes I have to think, what day is it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that bow's cute. What do you think? Definitely a double bow. And I'm thinking probably popping it. Yeah, I need to cut those a little bit. That and that. Or just there. Or where do you think? Here? On the right or up here? Left or right? So let's vote. Left or right? Left for the bow or right for the bow? Yeah, no worries, Lynn. Lisa's saying left. So over here. Thanks, Kim. Kim's saying it's a beautiful card. Left, left, left. You're all saying left? Okay, we can go left. Left, left. Oh, left it definitely is. All right, so let's grab some glue dots. Yeah, I think definitely the double bow. I think it did definitely need that double bow. So I'm just going to grab some of our glue dots, and I'm probably going to pop a couple of glue dots on the back of this bow. So I like to grab my glue dot. I like to press it down into the glue dot, but I'm going to lift it up and I'm going to grab a second glue dot, I think, just to make sure that this bow definitely sticks on. So I'm just going to grab a second one, press it down into the second one, and lift it up. And then I can place it right where I want it to be, like right there. Okay. And you know what else is going to make this card look even more beautiful is, as I think it was Susan Johnson was saying, we definitely need some bling. And I'm thinking that the gorgeous red and green adhesive backed pearls, I don't know why they're calling them red and green. Yes, there is red up there. And this doesn't even, that looks like pool party. But anyway, they're called festive pearls. Originally, they were called festive pearls. But when the packet comes, they're called red and green adhesive back dots. So I have no idea why. But I'm going to use the gold out of it anyway. And I'm going to pop some gold in around. Just there. Like that. And we could probably pop one down there. And maybe one just down here. What do you think? Do you think she's going to like it? Do you think it's going to look good for somebody? She's turning 20, everyone. So she won't be a teenager anymore. She's turning 20 on, you're not played with the ribbon much, but sure looks like it ties easy and definitely bling bling, says Amy. Gorgeous card. Beautiful. Love it. Give me the thumbs up if you absolutely love this gorgeous card. You think she'll love it? I hope she will. I mean, I'm sure she will. She's, I can honestly tell you, I think just because it comes from me, she'll be like, it's beautiful. You did such a good job, Mum. I always show her everything that I make. Like I'm always saying, what do you think about this card? Look what I made today. And she's always like really, really, she's quite honest, you know, like, and she'll go, oh, that one's nice. So what do you think? She'll like that one? So, so thank you everyone for watching today, and thank you for hanging out with me and crafting with me. It really feels good to be able to hang out and chat with you all. It feels like I'm not alone. So it's quite nice to be able to craft with people. Wash hands. Do I need to wash my hands? If she doesn't, then my birthday's coming, Lynn says. So thank you for, hey, Joanna, how you going? I didn't see that you were on here before. So anyway, hopefully she hasn't seen it. Hopefully it's going to be a surprise. So she does normally get the notification, because she's always got the notification on that I've gone live, and she'll say to me, I see that you jumped on and did a live, but I'm hoping she's working and not being able to see it. And by the time she actually does get to watch it, I will have given it to her anyway. So thank you, everyone. And as I said, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. If you're thinking about doing my 2-day craft retreat, I am telling you, you will absolutely love it. If it's in person that you want to do it, it's $190. If it's by mail, it's an extra $25 just to get it sent out. So it's $215. But it is super, super worth it. You get like at least $175 worth of product. And I am talking bundle, dies, embossing folder, designer series paper, cardstock, ribbons, absolutely everything you need, plus a PDF tutorial showing you step by step make and take projects. I have lots of room still left in Beaudesert if you were thinking about joining me. So if you live anywhere in the Gold Coast area, Brisbane area, then it is a really awesome way to spend a weekend. It's on the 5th and the 6th of November at the RSL Club in Beaudesert. So the link is in the show more box down below. So if you're thinking about attending, please register. Registrations close at the end of this month. So if you haven't paid and registered, you're going to miss out. And I can tell you, everybody that comes to my retreats, they never want to miss out on the next one. So as I said, if you live away and you can't attend in person, you can always get it as a retreat in a box, which is super, super awesome as well. It's a Christmas crafting retreat. So it's Christmas crafting to the max. So it's Christmas overload with the projects. So it will get you started and sorted for Christmas, for your Christmas crafting. So thank you, everyone. And until next time, have a great day, and I will see you all again soon.